cast my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hey Cancer, welcome to your December 2018 tarot reading. I've already got the reading laid out, guys, as you can see. And before we start the reading, I'm just going to talk a little bit about astrology, okay? Real quick here. Cancer, December is a really important month for you guys, okay? This is just an important time in general for Cancer because there's a lot going on. You are the North Node, Cancer. If there's some of you who are watching who aren't sure about the North Node, I am going to have videos in the future coming out about that, but it is very important as far as destiny and karma that you and Capricorn are now the nodes of the moon, okay, Cancer? You're ruled by the moon. So there's a lot of moon-related energy really empowering your guys' life, making the energy a lot more intense and emotional. So as far as houses go, we do have Sagittarius and Capricorn energy this month. Sagittarius is your 6th house. It's 6 signs away from you. So that has a lot to do with your health, Cancer, okay? Health coming up here in December. Daily routine. Also services that you offer other people in your job, the work that you do, okay? That's what the first couple weeks of December is about for Cancer. There was a new moon in that area of your life, so if there's any intentions that you would like to set as far as new routines, new jobs, new services for other people, or any intentions for your health, emotional health, mental health, physical health, there was a new moon there, okay? Lots of new beginnings and stuff like that. But Cancer, we do have a full moon in your sign at the end of the month on December 22nd, okay? Full moon in Cancer. This is going to be opposite Capricorn energy. So I am going to have I'm going to have a video coming out with Cancer full moon messages. So if you guys want to hear about that, then just look out for my Cancer full moon video at the end of the month. Other than that, Cancer, at the end of the month, when we head into Capricorn season, the 6th house energy is going to move to your 7th house, which is relationships. Capricorn is your opposite sign. So it's all about your relationships with other people, your marriages, your partnerships, business partnerships, friendships, romantic partnerships, relationships of all kinds, okay? So basically, in a nutshell, December is about your health and your relationships. So we can combine these energies together and talk about healthy relationships, how your relationships fit into your daily routine, the services that you offer in your relationships, stuff like that, okay? So some of that may come up, but that's just a little bit of astrology. You are having a full moon in your 1st house, so this is going to be cycles completing for you, new beginnings and endings directly involving you and your personality and who you are, Cancer. I personally am looking forward to the Cancer full moon. I can feel its power already. So let's get started with this reading, Cancer. I want to let you guys know that I was feeling your energy before I started the reading, and there's just so much energy going on. You guys are being pulled. I'm not sure if you guys are being pulled or if your watery energy is just being pulled in so many different directions. So I started to shuffle, and I got a few cards out, and I just wasn't feeling it. Okay, I really had to use my intuition, so there may be something about December about really using your intuition, Cancer. If something doesn't feel right, it's not right, because you guys are really, really empowered emotionally this month just because of where the moon is and because of the North Node and these eclipses and all that. So I actually, I put the cards back and I got you guys a brand new reading. Some of the cards came out again, so I do know that those cards were important. So I'll just kind of explain what I remember happening as we go. But Cancer, yeah, there's definitely something here about following your own intuition. And I can tell that there's a lot going on for you guys. So we're going to start in the middle here. This is the center of the reading. It's the heart of the reading. Everything in this reading is here because of this. It's surrounding this particular energy. When I first shuffled for you guys, we had the 3 of Cups there. And that was kind of interesting, okay? But I put those cards back, and so there is a 3 of Cups energy somewhere around you guys, Cancer. So maybe celebrating. I felt like maybe some of you guys were you know, drinking alcohol. You know, water signs can sometimes indulge in substances, alcohol or drugs or weed, marijuana, cigarettes, like just something to pull us away from that deep emotional energy. So the center of your reading, Cancer, is the Hanged Man. That's the card I got when I only got a few cards. I think I got this card, and this card. And then I was like, you know, that really doesn't feel right. So I put the cards back and I meditated more, and I asked that your energy come forward. And then, so Spirit gave me a new card for your middle reading. So we do have a significant Pisces energy showing up here. If you guys could be dealing with a Pisces individual. Also, if you're not dealing with a Pisces, this card is talking about feeling stuck. So there's something about December that you could be feeling a bit stuck with, Cancer. You could be feeling a bit stagnant. But the Hanged Man is a really powerful card. There's a lot of meanings to this card. So if you're not feeling stuck, Cancer, you could just be trying to see things in a new way in December. The Hanged Man is all about enlightenment. He's all about seeing things in a new way, okay? This is also the card for Neptune retrograde. And Neptune is actually direct right now in Pisces. So we do have Neptune energy, which is a very dreamy energy. It's in your 9th house. Pisces is your 9th house, guys. So if you're dealing with any Pisces energy or Pisces individuals, just know that they are 9 houses away from you. And this is because you can learn a lot and you can teach a lot from that Pisces energy. It's about your beliefs. So maybe this has something to do with your beliefs, okay? Seeing something in a different way. This is the card of sacrifice. So Cancer, there could be something in December about sacrifice. You may be feeling like you're sacrificing a lot to stay where you are. Or you're trying to see that in a different way, because the Hanged Man, he is comfortable, even though he's hanging upside down. He's seeing something in a new way. He's becoming enlightened. And he has sacrificed his comfort temporarily because of all that he's learning. So that is coming up there for you, Cancer. And now we're going to move to the south node of the situation. So the north and the south node in the universe are really important for you, Cancer, because you are the north node. So technically, in the universe, you would be in this position and Capricorn would be in this position. But for this reading, this is the position that you could release. This is something that you've mastered, okay? This is something that, it's like where you're coming from, and this is where you're going. This is what you need to release in order to gain this energy. Like I said, this is something that you've mastered. You can't really learn anymore from this energy. So we have the Moon card, another card for Pisces. So heavy Pisces energy, guys. But the Moon is your ruling planet, okay? So it's really interesting. I feel like there's such a deep message for Cancer. The Moon is actually in Pisces as I'm talking to you guys. So you guys could be very emotionally exhausted, because that's what I'm being made to feel during your reading. There's so much emotion, and I'm not sure if I want to cry for 12 hours or if I just want to be numb. So there could be some energy like that you guys are feeling. But anyway, Cancer, let's just try to get through this together. So the Moon is coming up in your south node position, which is so interesting. Because Cancer, you're the north node. So it would be really interesting if the Moon, which is you, your ruling planet, was in the north node. But it's coming up in the south because it's telling me that Cancer has really mastered the Moon's energy, the mothering energy, the subconscious energy, okay? You guys have really mastered these emotions. This is also the card of like fears and delusion, okay? So there could be something that you need to release about your emotion. There could be something that you need to release as far as your fears. This is the shadow energy. The Moon is the shadow. And the sun is more so, you know, light and clarity. The Moon comes out at nighttime. So it rules things that, you know, and here I am talking to you about the Moon, Cancer, when deep down you know so much about the Moon. Obviously, you have mastered the Moon's energy. So there's something here about your soul, Cancer, that you have mastered, because the Moon is also our deep inner feelings, our soul. Our soul's energy. So there may be something you need to release at a soul level in December. But speaking about the whole mastery thing, you have mastered something about your emotion. You have mastered something at a soul level. It's something about your shadow side that you have mastered. So I think it's about coming out of that very, you know, it's interesting because the Moon is going to be in your sign. The Moon is going to be in your sign at the end of the month. So there may be something you need to release about that, Cancer. So we're going to come back to this energy, but we have strong Pisces here, strong Neptune, you know, strong shadow emotional energy. Maybe you are sacrificing something, Cancer, and releasing something emotional at a soul level. So you have to release this. There's nothing more that you can learn here because you have mastered this energy secretly, okay? So releasing the moon's energy in order to get to the Two of Swords. Okay, so here is a card that was going to show up in your reading no matter what. I remember when I first shuffled, the Two of Swords was showing up. I believe it showed up somewhere here in your reading. But when I shuffled again, it showed up in the North Node. So there's definitely a decision that Cancer is making. You guys are at certain crossroads in December. Now, there is something here about releasing the full moon in order to get to the new moon in Capricorn. Because there is going to be a full moon in Cancer, and then a couple weeks later, beginning of January, the moon is going to be new. Okay, this is a new moon. So there could be something here about getting to the new moon. There might be a decision that you make around January, the first week of January. And it may have something to do with that new moon in Capricorn. Maybe it's a relationship decision for some of you guys. But the Two of Swords woman, she has definitely turned her back on her emotion. If you can look back there, there's a lot of rocky emotion. She's blindfolded. She is so confused and at a crossroads that she'd rather not make a decision. And this is where you're headed, Cancer. This is where you're headed. But there may be something here about either sacrificing or releasing certain emotion, because you're headed to a very, very decision-making energy. It's an air energy. So this is like not emotional decisions. They're decisions that you need to make in an intellectual way, which might be why Cancer is pushing all of that ocean. This whole ocean of emotion is behind this woman. And I've never read the Two of Swords like this, but it's like maybe it's in her favor to blind herself to her emotions temporarily, because Cancer, you could be drowned by emotion. You know, it's interesting. We have this like crayfish, crab, Scorpio, Cancer figure here coming out of the water, potentially to do this energy, right? So, you know, I'm not sure if it's going to be in your benefit or not, Cancer, but either way, in December, you know, some of you are really turning your back on all that you feel, so that, you know, you can maybe, there's just a lot going on in your mind, in your emotions, physically, mentally, like all of it. So there is something here about a decision. Let's keep going with the reading, and we may get more information about this decision, Cancer. So we're going to move to this part of the reading now. These are your wings. This is what's helping you fly in December. This is what's beneath you in a very positive way, supporting you. Okay, so this is your wings of support. One of your wings is the Knight of Pentacles, another card that was going to show up no matter what. This actually showed up in this position in your first reading, but I really wasn't feeling it, guys. Just have to trust me. We have to trust our own intuition during these very spiritual, emotional times. But we have this Knight of Pentacles. This is either a Virgo character, maybe a Taurus, maybe a Capricorn. But this is my Virgo card, and we do have a lot of Virgo energy showing up for you, Cancer. So I know that a lot of you watching are dealing with Virgo energy, or, you know, maybe you have Virgo energy, but there's some kind of Virgo around. For those of you who are not dealing with Virgo, not dealing with Taurus, not dealing with Capricorn, I feel like this is about putting your best foot forward, because we have a Knight here. So when we get Knights in tarot, this is talking about the way that we move. We've got all these different Knights. One of the Knights moves mentally and very quick. The other Knight moves very romantic and emotional. And then we have one Knight that moves in a very fiery way, in and out. This is the slowest Knight, Cancer. There is something very slow. I'm not sure if it's because your life is moving too fast, or if the energy around you, maybe Cancer is actually slowing down the energies. You know, the Two of Swords is a woman who has stopped everything. I need peace and quiet to make this decision. You know, everything is still around her, except for the emotion back there. There's quite a lot of movement going on, but in her world, she can't see anything. She isn't moving, and she isn't feeling anything. Okay, so you may have done this. You may have hit the pause button, because there is something here about the energy pausing. I even feel like things are paused around me. So slower movement. Cancer needs things to move a little bit slower, or it's in your best interest in December to move in a very practical way. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is slow because of the consideration he takes into moving in a very logical way. Sometimes people move faster because they're not thinking clearly, because they're not as logical. They haven't thought out every one of their moves yet. So the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, they get there a lot faster than the Knight of Pentacles gets to where he's going. So wherever it is that you're going, I do see that there is movement on your side. One of your wings are telling you to move, to fly a little bit slower, to think every step out logically. Okay, so that way when you get to where you're going, you got there in the best way. You know, you got there in a very practical, grounded way. This is a very grounded energy. Moving a bit slower, Cancer. And you know, we've got this slow energy. This person's just hanging around. The Hanged Man is very slow. And it's interesting. This is about seeing something in a different way. And it's kind of hard to do that when there's this blindfold. Okay. So this is about seeing something in a different way. Perhaps seeing things in the dark. Which means, to me, that's a metaphor of having to follow your intuition. I mean, if you think about having to move through an obstacle course in the dark, that's what I'm being shown for you this month, Cancer. Having to move through life like an obstacle course, only all the lights have been shut off. So not only are you moving through an obstacle course, you're moving through an obstacle course in the dark, and you're blindfolded. I do see a lot here about, for some reason, Cancer seeing better in the dark. You're seeing things in a different way. You're becoming enlightened because of these shadows, you know, because we do have you even blindfolding yourself here around that new moon. Now, the full moon in Cancer is going to be filled with light, okay? And that's what you're releasing. And it's like Cancer puts on a blindfold so that the darkness is still there, something like that. It's a decision. Now, let's check out your other wing. One of your wings is telling you, Cancer, fly slowly. Fly in a logical way. Fly very practically. And I think that's because this wave of emotion behind you around the Cancer full moon, I'm not sure if you guys are going to control that and keep those emotions back there. But some of you guys, that there's going to be a tidal wave that you've been trying to blind yourself to, but you've been feeling it. We cannot blind ourselves to our emotion, no matter how much we release. You know what I mean? So I feel like before this woman knows it, there's going to be this tidal wave that just creeps up and washes everything. So with all this intuition and all these secrets and this moon and this quiet energy, your moon is right after the winter solstice, Cancer. So the 21st, the 22nd, Christmas is, I don't even celebrate, but any holidays you guys might be celebrating, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th, those are going to be really, really weird days. There's so much going on energetically. I think some of us are just going to need to cry, because I feel like we're going to be really feeling, especially some of us empaths, we're going to be feeling this wave of emotion take over the whole entire planet. Cancer, you're controlling that. You know, the same way that the moon controls the waves and the tides of water. Like perhaps Cancer is wondering, which way should I move the tide now? Which basically means, you know, which way am I feeling? And maybe you're just a bit confused about what you feel, Cancer. So very interesting reading here. Let's check out this other wing. We have the Three of Pentacles. So 2 Pentacle cards. Your wings are very, very practical. In spite of the emotion you're feeling this month, Cancer, in spite of all the energy in North Node energy, eclipse energy going on, Cancer, you're trying to move in a very practical way with those who work together with you as a team. You know, this is that 6th house energy I was talking about. Okay, the services you offer other people. So there might be something that's coming in very slowly that's on your side. It is on your side to be patient. We do have financial energy here. Some of you guys are waiting to hear about a new job, so you're just kind of stuck in the middle. This is quite literally a stuck in the middle. You're just hanging around. Okay, there's something here about that. So while you're hanging around, you're waiting for this very slow offer coming in. Could be from a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, but we do have strong Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. A lot of you are dealing with heavy earth energies. There may be a decision that you're holding off on making until you release the energy of this moon. So your wings are very practical. They're very logical. This is the work that you're doing with other people. Teamwork, right? It's on your side this month to work well with other people, especially practical offers that have finally arrived after a very long time of waiting. So very interesting reading, Cancer. I mean, it's like either way, I could have kept putting the cards back. I could have kept putting, I haven't done that for any other reading. Okay, every other reading I just let whatever cards come out. But for you, it's like I had to really tap into my intuition. And I knew that you guys are going through so much in December, so I wanted the message to be very clear. But either way, you know, Cancer is very emotionally conflicted. There's been some emotions that you guys have, you know, to be a Cancer, I can only imagine. You know, you guys are the cardinal water sign. So, of course, you represent emotion, you represent spirituality, but because you're cardinal, Cancer is I wanted to say burdened. Cancer is burdened by how do I move forward with this emotion? How can I put these emotions into action? Scorpio is how can I stabilize these emotions? Pisces is how can I change and adapt to these emotions? But Cancer is interesting. You guys are all about how can I move forward while feeling what I feel. And that might be why sometimes Cancer gets stuck, you know what I mean? Cancer may have to sacrifice a lot of what they feel in order to keep moving because, like I said, you guys are moving in a very practical way this month. Putting your best foot forward, thinking every step out before you make it, especially when it comes to work and teamwork, especially because you're going through that very 6th house energy. So Cancer, let's talk about these 4 corners of your reading. This is different corners of your life in December, different things going on. So in the first corner, we have the High Priestess, you, or another Pisces individual. We have a lot of Pisces. You guys could probably really benefit from talking to Pisces in December because Pisces understands, you know, the moon. Pisces understands intuition and deep emotion. So if you have any Pisces friends, they could really help you because their energy is showing up so strongly. Okay, and then we have 2 cards come out here. They came out together, and I haven't been taking more than 1 card for anyone else. But Cancer, you know, your energy is just so intense. So we actually have the 3 of Cups and the King of Cups. Potentially a Scorpio, but to me, this is you, Cancer. And we're going to talk about this in a minute. But this 3 of Cups was definitely going to show up. Remember, the 3 of Cups was almost going to show up in your reading. So this is telling me why that 3 of Cups was showing up. But really, it's the King of Cups. So we'll talk about what that could mean. And then we have the Hermit. So Virgo, quite literally, we have Virgo and Pisces here right next to each other, which are opposite signs in astrology, showing me that earth and water oppositions are really important for Cancer. We got that Capricorn, we have that Cancer energy, Virgo and Pisces. So perhaps learning to be a bit more adaptable with this cardinal energy. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. I almost didn't take this card because I'm like, really? This is the card for Cancer? So there is something here about, you know, the intuition actually either working for you or working against you, because I almost put this card back until I realized what was on the bottom of the deck, which is you, Cancer. So your card being here kind of let me know that yes, Braylon, the 8 of Pentacles is showing up for Cancer this month. And I'm not sure why I felt strange about this, but there's just some work, okay? There's just some work that Cancer is doing, because this 8 of Pentacles almost showed up in a different deck for you. So you couldn't escape the 3 of Cups or the Knight of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, or the 8 of Pentacles. So those are very important cards for you. They've just shown up in different places a bit, but their energy is still very present here. So let's talk about what's going on in December as far as the first corner of energy. So in one corner, we have this very spiritual energy, this all-knowing energy, very secretive, very quiet. So in one area of life, Cancer is not saying much, but feeling everything. very intuitive and very spiritual, very psychic energy, picking up on things in your dreams, picking up on things emotionally. This is the moon's energy. So we definitely have the moon here very, very heavily and strongly for you, Cancer, in December. So in one corner, there's this intuitive vibe. There's all this spiritual work going on. Perhaps even silence in meditation, because the high priestess is the angel of the universe. You know, she knows all the secrets of light and dark, but I love this card. So we have that, of course, going on for you in the month of December. And then we have this energy here, the King of Cups and the Three of Cups. Now I want to take a look here at the King of Cups with you, because to me, this is like Cancer is chilling, right? You got your feet propped up. Now, this could be a glass of beer or a glass of wine or some kind of alcohol in that cup, especially because it's coming out with the Three of Cups, which is a celebrating energy. So if you guys are doing some celebrating, you know, this is the holiday time, so people are going to want to be cheerful. There's going to be some toasts. And, you know, we do see that there is a woman here who is not toasting, right? So this could be a water sign. Cancer and Capricorn here. I do see water and earth, so this could very well be a Capricorn and a Cancer. Those cups are toasting. But then there's this Aquarius, Gemini, Libra person. Or perhaps this is just inside the mind of Cancer, because it's air energy. So mentally, you would like to withdraw your cup and stay in your solitude. You'd like to keep your cup to yourself, your cup of emotion to yourself. Now, look at how the waves are coming in. You see how close the shore is? This is like how close the Cancer full moon is to coming, you know. So it's reminding me here of the shore coming up. Now, see, we have a woman in white here. So Cancer, while everyone else is celebrating and drinking and being social, on your mind, you're very conflicted mentally about these celebrations. You're very conflicted emotionally. So I feel like these two women in white are the same women. And I feel like there's a decision to make about that. But, you know, either way, there was two people very close to a shore. Now, this is you, Cancer. These two cards came out for a reason. And the King of Cups, to me, in this deck, always, to me, looks like he's in deep contemplation. You know, he doesn't care. And it is a he. This is the king. You can see the crown there is the crown of a king. So he doesn't really care that the tide is coming in, because Cancer is not afraid of water. Like, you guys can submerge yourself, but I just wanted to show you the amount of cards that we have where water is just creeping up. You're like hanging out by the shore, Cancer. Hanging out by the shore with these two cards for sure. And then the High Priestess and the King of Cups hanging out right by the water. So it's just interesting to me how close Cancer is to the water. And it's your water. They're your emotions. So what I'm hearing is I can put them behind me if I want. I can chill here with my feet propped up and drink a glass of beer or wine or whatever. I can drink alcohol and just, it's like you don't care. You know, you're looking at this tidal wave and you're almost unaffected, because that's how calm and spiritual Cancers are. So in one area, you know, we talked about the secretive High Priestess, the intuitive. You know, there's one area where you're just calm. You know what's coming. And then in another area, it's like, you know, while all these celebrations are going on, especially if there's a Sagittarius involved, there was like a birthday energy, you know, Cancer's just like silently in the corner with their glass. Okay. So this is like, I don't think you really feel like celebrating much, because there's just so much emotional energy. Now, in another corner, we have Virgo. And if you're not dealing with a Virgo, then this is talking about the isolation that needs to happen in December for Cancer. Because this is someone who's going off into a cave of darkness. Remember, it was about going through an obstacle, right, in the dark, and following your intuition. So there is something here about following your own light and your own wisdom in this metaphorical dark cave for December. You are headed into a dark cave of energy of your emotion, you know, so there is some spiritual isolation that needs to take place in December. Because Cancer, I could only imagine going through December energy with a bunch of people around. It sucks because there's like all the holidays and stuff like that going on. But Cancer, there is a need to be alone, be in your solitude, be in your isolation. This is a reflecting energy. The Hermit is very wise, and he reflects on a lot of stuff. He's in deep contemplation. So this is like spiritual contemplation, spiritual reflection. And then of course, in another area of your life, we have work. Okay, this is a person who is perfecting their craft, you know. So if you guys have a particular skill, then you're also trying to, at the same time that all this spiritual energy is going on, you're also trying to, you know, perfect your skill and your craft. This is like an apprentice energy, you know, doing certain things that will make you better at what you're doing, whatever that might be. So taking like certain classes and stuff like that. This is just a very earth, and there's a lot financially going on with Cancer as well, on top of everything else. Emotions, finances, family stuff. You know, this is like the North Node in Cancer for the next 19 months. So that family energy, you know, the need to find a solid home for yourself. So before we look at the bottom energies, let's go over this a little bit more just to see if there's any other, you know, messages here. So we know that there's something that needs to be sacrificed in December for Cancer. It could very well be your own emotions, because I do see a soul sacrifice, you know, sacrificing certain emotion. Maybe there's a Pisces that you need to release, because we do have Pisces showing up in the release energy. But I feel like the main message here is that you have mastered the moon's energy. You are the moon master, Cancer. You have quite literally mastered the moon's energy, the push and the pull of the tide of the emotion. But there is something here that you need to release. You know, this is where you're coming from, Cancer, that moon's energy. So you're coming from the shadows, you're coming from isolation, okay? And where you're headed is towards this very, very difficult decision mentally. You know, you're headed towards mental conflict or a mental stalemate. But I feel like this is about the full moon in Cancer and then the new moon in Capricorn. So there's going to be some decisions, some core decisions that you're making, Cancer, between December 22nd and January 7th. Now, those days can, you know, move and be flexible, but Cancer full moon, Capricorn new moon, that's a cycle. And they're going to be eclipses, okay? So there is eclipses coming up here for you. And then again, you know, on your side, it is on your side to move a bit slower, to actually stop and pause before you make any of these decisions, because there's so much coming in each corner of your life. So there is this kind of pause, still energy that I'm picking up on, because there's just way too much going on. It's almost like being overwhelmed, but being such a master at all these energies, Cancer, that you're actually calm and in a very accepting energy. You know, it's like you just accept. There's just so much. There's just so much. So you're just kind of accepting the emotion. You're accepting. It's almost like chaos, but to Cancer, it is calm, because this is how you feel beneath the surface all the time. So there is something here about acceptance in a stillness. All these cards are a bit still. And we know that there's some very spiritual energy going on. I love this energy here. This to me is the most Cancer energy, because either way the Three of Cups was gonna come out. So there could be something here centered around a celebration. Maybe drinking, Cancer. I do feel that. But you know what? I hate to condone, but Cancer deserves a fucking drink in December. Even 3 drinks. Okay? Because there's a lot to emotionally process, and it can be very overwhelming. So here you are, waiting for the tide to come in, waiting for the emotions to come in. And this could also be a water sign that you're dealing with, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have a lot of water energy here. 2 water cards, you know. These could be 3 significant people in December. Third parties, maybe. Third parties emotionally. Maybe there's something you're emotionally thinking about in December. But it's like your feet are propped up You know, we do have these two women holding hands, okay? Even though her cup is being pulled to the side. So this could be definitely, I want you to follow your intuition on this one, because there could be an air sign that you guys are with, but also a very important earth sign that you're emotionally connected to still. So if you guys are currently with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they're not emotional enough for you. And you're actually connecting more with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. You see how there's a water sign and an earth sign that are emotionally connecting and celebrating. And then, of course, there's an attachment here to this very air sign person. And this person is actually, you know, taking their cup away. And that might be something that you're just emotionally contemplating. So we'll keep the King of Cups and Three of Cups there. So there's definitely certain celebrations going on in one corner of your life, but you're not feeling very festive. You know, you're basically just joining in with your family for the drinks, you know, for the food. Like, I'll go because there's going to be alcohol, basically. And also this Virgo energy. We have two Virgo energies here. Lots of Virgo, Pisces energy. You know, so there could definitely be a Virgo somewhere involved. But I feel like this is just one corner of your life that needs isolation. This is a very spiritual cave. Okay, this is a very spiritual, deep contemplation, emotionally reflecting on your intuition. Extremely spiritual, reflective energy, Cancer. And perhaps needing to isolate yourself emotionally, isolate yourself spiritually this month, because there's just so much going on. This is you isolating yourself. You see how there's a party going on over there? And then there's this Cancer over in the corner who's isolating themselves emotionally because they know that the tide is coming in. Okay? You also know that the tide is coming in here. No matter how much you blind yourself, you can never blind your intuition and what you feel spiritually. So the full moon in Cancer this month, you may feel like really isolating yourself. This full moon is going to feel very much like a dark cave to you, Cancer. And I don't mean that in a negative way. This is just heading into the unknown. But the full moon in Cancer is going to actually provide that light for you. It's going to light up some of the darkness for you, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because there's going to be certain things that you're able to see. And some of these things that are illuminated, you may blind yourself to them when it comes to very, very important decisions. But we do have the Cancer full moon here. So you're gonna be able to release something on the 22nd of December. And when you release whatever this is that you've mastered at an emotional level, at a soul level, then you're going to be able to make these decisions that you were blind to, if that makes sense. And you may need to follow your intuition about these decisions. And then, of course, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is you working, right? We have the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. Some of you guys feel stuck in a job and you're just waiting on something new to come in. So you need to be patient. So let's talk about the underlying energy real quick here. We have Temperance, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Sagittarius and Capricorn. We have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Six of Pentacles. So lots of earth energy that you need to stay patient for. There needs to be financial balance for sure, because we have financial balance here. And we also have financial balance here. This is a Sagittarius energy. This is Sagittarius season and Capricorn season. So keeping in mind that this has everything to do with your health, with your lifestyle, you know, it's no wonder that a lot of this Pentacle energy is coming up, because there needs to be balance and patience for all this money to come in. If any of you guys are worried about money or stability, I mean, these are very good indications of cycles completing with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I feel like this is stability. You know, the ground becomes very important to water signs when all this emotion comes in, because the ground is what is going to soak up some of this water that could be very, very emotional. You know, so if you see this woman is on solid ground and the tide is coming in, this person is sitting on the ground and the tide is coming in, okay? This person's sitting on the ground and the tide is coming in. So, you know, there's a lot of indications here of solid ground. So I feel like this is the Pinnacle energy, the earth energy that we're talking about. All right, and it's really interesting that I say that, because we have solid ground and the tide coming in, you know, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So this may be what you need to do to handle December, Cancer. all the emotion that comes in, you know, just balance it out with your opposite sign, Capricorn. Capricorn season is coming in here. So yeah, we have an indication here of equal give and take, a completion. Capricorn energy, the 10th house of Earth. So you guys may come into some money that further stabilizes you in December. And the underlying energy is Sagittarius, temperance, balance, patience, Archangel Michael. You could be dealing with a significant Sagittarius, but to me, I feel like there's some money coming in for Cancer, slowly but surely. And then I love to see the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. Here's how fast you're moving and treading waters. Treading waters, Cancer, in December. Moving very fast. This is victory, but this is your card. And look what's right behind you. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So no matter what, Cancer, you're headed towards a very solid time in your life. New beginnings of finances, money, maybe with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Lots of Earth here. So you're headed towards this Ace of Pentacles, this new opportunity, this financial victory. Maybe new jobs, new promotions, just new realistic and logical beginnings. This is the universe handing you something that you need. Maybe it's a certain amount of money that you need. Maybe it's some kind of house or something that's real that you can feel and touch and see in the reality realm, because we've already mastered the emotional realms, right, Cancer? We have a King of Wands here. Some of you may hear from an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo this month, because we have two people who are writing here. This is someone who was potentially left out in the cold, or this might be a boss figure that is getting a hold of you guys after a time of poverty, homelessness, feeling left out in the cold. Because I know Cancer has dealt with a lot of pain, okay? But this is ending. This cycle of poverty is ending for you guys in December, okay? Because of this fiery person, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, who gives you some kind of message. It could also be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, because we do have an air sign and a fire sign, and both of them are writing. It may help you guys to write this month, but here's your bottom energy, Cancer. Cancer's headed to a new coin, the golden opportunity for Cancer. I mean, either way you cut it, there's a lot of pinnacle energy behind you guys. So stability in your home, you know, that nurturing mother energy, that's the whole Cancer North Node. So before we end the reading, Cancer, I just wanted to show you the surprise that I have for you guys. We got a visit from Spiritual Santa this month. So whatever you guys celebrate as far as holiday wise, this is the season of giving. So what I've done is I've put a tarot card in this box, and this is going to represent the gifts coming in for you, Cancer, for December. So let's see what your gift is. We have the gift of self-care, which makes a lot of sense with you going through 6th house energy. Also, you guys don't want to forget, you know, to take care of yourself while all this emotional energy is going on. So I am going to read from the book here really quick. Self-care, self-care. What page is self-care on? Self-care is on page 38. Self-care. So here is the page in the book. If you guys can see that, if you want to read it on your own, okay, you can take a picture. If you can't see it, don't worry, because I'm going to read it here for us right now. So let's see what's going on for you, Cancer. It says, make sure you're not giving to the point of creating lack in your own life. As an Indigo, you feel compassion for the world because because of your divine mission. As a result, you sometimes become generous to a fault. You may not see this as a problem. However, this card is telling you that you must be aware of your own needs in life. Make sure that you're doing enough for yourself so that you don't suffer due to your generosity. Allow yourself to feel how great it is to have your needs met, and trust that those around you are guided by their angels to ensure that all of theirs are taken care of too. You are here on earth to help, but you're not everyone's problem solver. The greatest gift you can give others is to ask the angels to awaken and guide them to their unique purpose. So self-care, Cancer, and if you take a look, that woman, that person, that angel, he or she is just drinking that water. So take care of yourself, Cancer. And by the end of the month, you know, I know we've been dancing around the shore. You know, you had your feet propped up, your back turned towards the water. But at the end of the day, you're a water sign, and you guys know how to absorb these emotions. So self-care, maybe drink some more water around this time, Cancer. It's really helpful to drink water as water signs, because that's what we are, you know. But I did want to show you the self-care card. To me, brought up a lot of this energy. You know, not giving too much, not giving to the point where you're lacking in your own life. So it is very important that you are, you know, giving as much as you're receiving. You know what I mean? 50-50. So that is what I have for you, Cancer, for December, you guys. Very interesting reading. I'm looking forward to all your comments. If you would like to work with me on one-on-one, please contact me. I have yearly readings, 2019. General guidance, love readings, so I would love to work with some of you guys one-on-one, because this is just a general reading. So I'm sending you guys my best vibrations. I can't wait to talk to you guys on the Cancer full moon after the winter solstice, and if I don't see you there, I will talk to you guys in January 2019. Bye.